Karen with Lady Be Collective, and as I promised, I am here on Monday talking about one of my ebooks. So we have been talking about the healing process, and this time I want to talk a little bit about mental health and the healing process. So when I first started this page, and I really wanted to to be honest, I wanted to find a way to express myself and everything I was going through, and I really wanted to bring awareness to the stigma of mental health. And I also wanted to kind of intertwine that with finding yourself as a woman and just kind of taking back your power, like I'm always saying, and just feeling like you're gonna be okay and feeling like you have a purpose and you have a lot to offer despite having some of these struggles. So I'm not gonna lie, today was just pretty rough, and I didn't really want to show up for this, to be honest, because I just felt a little depressed, a little lost. My anxiety was really high, and it made me think about how much that plays a role in my life. It doesn't define me, but it plays a role. And how difficult it was when I wanted to take on the healing journey. And, you know, with the healing journey, as we discussed before, it's really hard, and it's a lot of stuff comes up from your past, and there's a lot of guilt with that, and a lot of anger and shame, and it makes it even harder because the process alone is harder to do, just kind of, mixing in healing with everyday life. But when you have depression and anxiety and mental health issues, it just seems like the whole process is just overwhelming, like it's never gonna end. And that's kind of like the catch-22 of it, is like healing never really ends, but you continue to grow through the healing. And you, even though it's always difficult, the times when it's not, and you feel good, those are like those happy moments that are worth it, and why we do this. So I know for me, sometimes, like today, I'm always like, why did I even bother? Honestly, like, why am I bothering with this? Every day seems like it's that uphill battle where I have to do so much all the time to just keep me okay, right? Like sometimes I feel like I'm just doing one chore to the next or one project to the next, and I'm not really living. And then other times there's those moments where I feel that I'm growing and I'm happy and I can see where I've come from. And then there's the other times where I'm like, I know it never ends, and I know there's the ups and downs, but do I ever get a break, right? Like, I don't know if you ever felt like that, but it seems like, do you ever get a break where you're just gonna consistently feel good and happy? And I think with healing and having anxiety or depression or bipolar or borderline personality disorder or anything like that, I think we have to realize that the fact that every day we're just showing up for ourselves, and every day that we have this extra, like, I don't even want to say baggage, but this extra kind of aspect of ourselves to carry can be just overwhelming, where you feel like, you get the ball rolling, and then something little, let's say, just really kind of offshoots it. And you feel like, I'm not only is it worth it, but like, oh my gosh, I'm off track, right? Like so many times I'll have really good days, or I'll be good with my habits and stuff like that, and then like one day I'll be off, and I'll feel like that's negated almost all of my progress. And I have to remind myself that I'm doing really well, and that sometimes it is going to feel weird when I break my habits, because it's that in between where you really want to have positive habits and you want to keep a consistent schedule, but you also want to have some fun, right? Like you also want to not get too comfortable in these habits of during healing, and because it becomes harder to grow. But you also just sometimes want to be free, right? You don't want to feel like you have to have everything planned out, or you have to do so many things a day to just get by. Like there's days where I'm like, okay, I have to meditate and exercise and eat completely healthy and do all these things just to feel semi-normal. Like what? Like who wants to do that? That's like time consuming and exhausting. And that doesn't even involve like the other aspects of my life. And then I take it back and I'm like, you're choosing to do this, right? You don't have to, but you're choosing to, because as much as that those are extra things in a day, it feels good. And now they're becoming almost like a healthy lifestyle, and you're starting to see the results and feel good overall. Maybe not every moment, but this is kind of part of your journey, and part of the accepting is that it's going to be harder on days, and I have more stuff to carry. But that doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to just relax and put some of the stuff down, right? To call on my support and to leave it for another day, and kind of at the end of the day, let it be. And I think that's just what I wanted to talk about, is that if you're dealing with the mental health journey as well as the healing journey, as much as we think it's overwhelming, it does work well together, because even when you're healing, you want to address stuff like trauma and depression, anxiety. Even if you're not clinically depressed or anxious or have a diagnosis, those are aspects that, even if you didn't have it biologically, the environmental experiences you had could have pushed some of those on you. So I think sometimes having that can actually work in our favor, and it really helps us to be more compassionate. It helps us to persevere. It helps us to find ourselves even more and push ourselves even more. Even though on the bad days it doesn't seem like that, the perseverance and strength that it gives us, I think if we change that mindset just a little, it can really help us get through this and see different perspectives on life and our healing and how that goes. So I just wanted to remind you that I know it's tough healing, and I know it's tough having anxiety and depression and all of that, but I also think that there's a lot of positives that come with this once we are going through the journey and the healing, and once we're accepting, and once we can kind of not only get it under control, but also see it from other avenues. I think that makes us really unique. And sometimes when you're unique and you have a different mindset, it feels lonelier or more overwhelming. But I think that when you can find your spot in that, you know, your nice spot where you understand kind of what you're doing and your purpose, I think that really it's what kind of jump starts it into looking at this healing process and growth from a different mindset. So I know I'm probably kind of talking in circles. I thought, hey, this video is better done real than just waiting for a better day to think about exactly what I was going to say with that. So I just wanted to, reiterate that you're not alone in this, and that, I don't know, like, you're special with this, and you're unique. And for a long time that made me feel bad, instead of really embracing that that's a positive. And with positives and with those come more stress and overwhelming. And I just think taking it day by day and just really recognizing things within ourselves, and also really not standing in our own way, not being our worst enemy, just getting out there and sharing our message, even if it's unedited, even if it's when you don't want to talk, just getting out there and spreading what you need to spread. And that sounded so weird. Sorry, I'll just ignore that. Just like spreading your message and doing that. And I think imperfect is better than trying to hold on to these standards of being perfect. So I hope you know that people are here, I'm here, and that it's okay to heal and have your good days and your bad days, and to have mental health issues, and to really thrive and really be and do what you want. So just remember this. I hope you remember those words. And that's it for now. So I will always be on my social media at some point, in my DMs. You can contact me. I try to do daily stories and posts, and you can go to ladybecollective.com. Right now, I'm looking for a variety of people that just want to add to it, just want to, share their stories and help with different parts. And I don't exactly know how to do that. I'm not great at that. That is not my strong suit. But I know I just want to expand as much to be able to allow anyone that's healing and dealing with mental health issues and just life in general and everything we're going through, just a time to talk about themselves and be one big community. And that's it. So DM me, email me, have a great day. Know that if you're not having a great day, that you can turn it around. And even if you can't, it's just a day. You'll have a chance tomorrow, and just do the best you can with that day. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's just about being you and embracing you and showing up when you don't want to. So I will talk to you next Monday. All right, bye.